Right, listen up, you lot. Whether you're here because you dream of rolling green hills, or you just like the idea of wearing wellies and shouting at chickens, you're in the right place. Farming might look peaceful from the outside, but let me tell you, it's a wild ride full of surprises, mishaps, and more than a few muddy disasters. So, you think you're ready to tackle the noble art of farming, eh? Maybe you've read a book or two or watched a few videos online. Perhaps you've even helped out on a friend's allotment and now you're feeling confident. But trust me, there's a world of difference between theory and practice. Out here, the weather has a mind of its own. Animals never read the manual, and your best laid plans can unravel faster than a hay bale in a hurricane. Before you go buying a flock of sheep you can't tell apart, or naming your chickens after your favorite pop stars, let's talk about some classic farming blunders. These are the mistakes that every new farmer makes at least once, sometimes twice, if you're especially stubborn. From misjudging the weather to trusting that the animals will stay where you left them, the learning curve is steep and often hilarious. Get these wrong and you'll be up to your wellies in more trouble than a cow in a cucumber patch. And believe me, cows have a knack for finding the one place you don't want them to be. Mud will become your constant companion, and you'll soon discover that fences are more of a suggestion than a rule for most farm animals. That's why I've compiled this handy list of the top 10 farming faux pas. Think of it as your survival guide to the world of agriculture, a cheat sheet to help you dodge the most common pitfalls and keep your dignity and your boots intact. Jot these down, because you'll want to remember them when things get hectic. Stick around, learn from my mistakes, and maybe you'll avoid a complete agricultural apocalypse. With a bit of luck, a lot of patience, and a sense of humor, you might just make it through your first season with your sanity and your crops still standing. Let's get started. I love a good downpour, especially when the earth is thirsty and the air smells fresh and alive. Rain is a blessing for any gardener, and it's easy to think that more water always means happier plants. But nature has a delicate balance, and sometimes too much of a good thing can quickly turn into a gardener's worst nightmare. When your garden gets more water than it can handle, the results can be disastrous for your crops. Flooded fields and waterlogged soil suffocate plant roots, making it impossible for them to absorb the oxygen they need to survive. Overwatering is like force-feeding your marrows gallons of lukewarm tea. It's just not natural. Plants, like people, need to breathe, and their roots crave air just as much as they need moisture. When you drench them day after day, you're actually doing more harm than good. The first signs of trouble are easy to spot. Your plants will look yellow, wilted, and generally worse for wear. Leaves may droop and turn pale, and the whole plant can start to look sickly and weak. It's a clear cry for help. The real danger, though, lurks beneath the surface. When roots sit in soggy soil, they can't breathe, and you'll end up with root rot, a nasty condition where roots decay and die, leaving your plants unable to take up water or nutrients at all. So, what's the solution? It's simple. Put the hose down. Resist the urge to water every day, even if it feels like you're being a good plant parent. Instead, get to know your soil. Feel it with your fingers. If it's damp an inch below the surface, your plants are just fine. If it's dry, then it's time for a gentle sprinkle. Trust your senses and let the soil guide you. Remember, it's always better to underwater than to drown your green little darlings. Healthy plants thrive on a careful balance of moisture and air, so give them just what they need and watch them flourish. Soil isn't just brown stuff you dig up. It's the very foundation of life on a farm, and it's far more complex than it looks at first glance. Every handful of soil is teeming with billions of microorganisms, tiny insects, and fungi, all working together in a delicate balance to support plant growth. It's a living, breathing ecosystem, bustling with activity beneath the surface. These organisms break down organic matter, recycle nutrients, and help plants absorb water and minerals. Without healthy soil life, crops struggle to thrive no matter how much you water or fertilize. Ignoring soil quality is like forgetting to put petrol in your tractor. Nothing good will come of it. Poor soil leads to weak plants, lower yields, and more pests and diseases. It's the silent engine that keeps your farm running smoothly. Know your soil type: sandy, clay, loam. Each has its quirks. Sandy soils drain quickly but can dry out fast, while clay holds water but may suffocate roots. Loam is the sweet spot, offering a balance of drainage and nutrient retention. Understanding your soil helps you make better decisions for your crops. Test your soil regularly to check for nutrients and pH levels, and add compost to boost organic matter. Compost not only feeds your plants but also improves soil structure, making it easier for roots to grow deep and strong. And give those worms something to munch on. Earthworms are nature's best soil engineers, aerating the ground and breaking down organic material into rich humus. A bit of TLC goes a long way. Mulch your beds, water wisely, and avoid compacting the soil. Treat your soil with respect, and it will reward you season after season. Healthy living soil is the secret to vibrant plants and bountiful harvests. Take care of your soil, and your plants will thank you with every leaf and fruit they produce. Crop rotation is serious business. Planting the same thing in the same spot every year depletes the soil and invites pests. So mix it up. Rotate your crops and keep those pests guessing. It's like musical chairs for your vegetables. Everyone wins. Even I can't make a tomato plant grow in the snow. Every plant has its own sweet spot. Ignore it and you'll be left with a field of regret. Consult your almanac, check the weather, and know your frost dates. Cramming your plants together is like stuffing sheep into a Mini Cooper, uncomfortable and stressful. Give your plants space to spread their roots and soak up the sun. Follow the spacing guidelines. Pests are the uninvited guests of farming. Ignore them, and it'll blow up in your face. Be vigilant, check your plants, use decent pest control, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Fertilizer is great, but too much turns your garden into a chemical wasteland. You'll end up with weak, leggy plants that attract pests and diseases. Less is more. Follow the instructions and use the right fertilizer for the right plants. Your plants and the environment will thank you. Record keeping may sound dull, but it's your secret weapon for learning and improving. Jot down what you plant, when, and how much you use. Future, you will be grateful. A reliable water source is essential, but you need a proper irrigation plan. Consider your soil, land, and plant needs. Invest in decent irrigation equipment. You can't fight Mother Nature. Don't try to grow bananas in the Arctic. Understand your local climate and choose crops that suit your region. Work with what you've got, and you'll be rewarded with a bountiful harvest. There you have it. 10 common farming mistakes to avoid. Farming is about learning from your mistakes and having a good laugh along the way. Go forth, armed with this knowledge, and conquer the world of farming. Just try not to set anything on fire or mistake the fertilizer for table salt.